I reckon we can all agree that the term SUV, or sports utility vehicle, was devised by the Americans sometime in the 1980s and is now applied to any high-riding wagon with even a hint of black plastic around the wheel arches. But did you know the concept of the luxury SUV was devised in the UK by the guys at Land Rover, who decided they wanted a little bit more than metal floors and Hessian seats. Land Rover took that concept one step further with the smaller, cheaper version of its classic Range Rover, and it's been updated for 2017. This is the Range Rover Sport TD V6 SE. Now, using the term SUV around a Range Rover feels, well, a bit wrong. This is, after all, a very competent, very accomplished off-roader as well, with as much performance in the bush as it has around town. It uses Land Rover's very clever terrain control system, which has been tweaked for 2017. And it allows you to basically set the car in the correct mode for whatever terrain you're tackling and lets the car do the work. For a big unit, it's got the ability of a mountain goat. The TD V6 SE is the second car in the lineup, and it costs around $100,000 before on roads. And for that, you get what is probably the cleverest engine in the Range Rover lineup, a 3-litre twin-turbo diesel that's got loads of grunt without using a lot of fuel. And for 2017, Range Rover has added AEB right across the range. It's also got a new multimedia system called InControl Touch Pro. It allows you to swipe between apps like you're on your mobile phone, and when you get to the navigation screen, you can even pinch and zoom to find a location. It does miss out on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto though. Otherwise, the Range Rover Sport remains as it's been for the last 13 years. A slightly smaller, much more affordable version of the regular Range Rover. The thing is, it's kind of hard to tell the two apart unless you have them parked side by side. And given that this entry of the Sport is about $80,000 cheaper than the entry-level Range Rover Vogue, it's a compelling argument. It's a rival for newer cars like the Audi Q7, the Mercedes-Benz GLE 350D, and even sister brands Jaguar F-Pace. But there's something about the Range Rover that sets it apart. From here, it feels, I don't know, regal, well-heeled, high class. What it does also feel is big. There's a lot of room inside the car for me and for my passengers, and there's a lot of room forward over that bonnet. And the engine under that bonnet, it's a real sweetie too, with plenty of punch, and it's almost dead silent. It comes standard with air suspension as well, so the ride is naturally soft and compliant. The large rims though can send a little bit of road noise and chatter back through the cabin. Overall though, the Sport is still a very relevant car in this new era of luxury SUVs. It offers a lot of car for the money, and there's that badge cachet as well. Look, it's not perfect. The interior package is showing its age a little bit, and the number of recalls for electrical problems and other things do put a bit of a question mark over its long-term reliability. Of course, Range Rover isn't alone in this regard. I have to confess, when I first picked up the Range Rover Sport, I thought it was a lot more expensive than it actually is. But I guess that's part of its attraction. And the fact that it's a genuinely sporting utility vehicle is also something that's a little bit special. You want to read the full review? Click right here. And don't forget to click subscribe if you want to stay on top of all of our latest videos.